Spoilers and offensive content to come.
We're Carl's Dave Anime Rave. We are the best anime review show on the internet. And today we are going to review something that Devaniel, my compatriot, for I'm Carlos, has not informed me of.
Well, you know...
Oh God!
April showers do lead
I am already in fear.
April showers do lead to something else other than Mayflowers. It's time for the new season of anime.
Why? It went so poorly last time.
So, Carlos, new season of anime, all kinds of stuff that we agreed to watch.
Did I?
Yes.
Or are you making this up?
This is the first of many.
Many?
Many.
This show is a mistake.
I mean, the last time that we went through the upcoming shows, we had agreed on 2, 4, 6, 8...
Really?
11.
I have got to stop agreeing to watch things. This is not good for me.
Your sanity is just as good now as it was the day we started.
I'm pretty sure that's not true. Can I make a pact with Bill Cipher to get out of this somehow?
Nope.
I will give him this planet on a platter.
Nope. Bill has agreed to not cancel the Carlos and Dave Anime Rave.
Why would he agree to this?
He likes your suffering.
Fuck you, Bill Cipher.
I didn't even have to give him anything. So, this is episode 1 of Granblue Fantasy The Animation.
Oh, after that mobile RPG.
I don't know where this comes from, whether it was a light novel or a game or something. I've just been hearing lots of press around it.
I don't remember agreeing to watch Granblue Fantasy.
Yes, you did.
I've
got a list!
Oh no, a list! That's concrete proof.
There is almost never a hallway that can actually stand up to a broadsword being used in combat.
I'm a little more concerned in the fact that we have this cool-looking woman knight protecting a damsel in distress, which I always approve of because the Yuris write themselves. However, me knowing how terrible men who write stories are, and most anime are done by men, this unfortunate woman knight is probably going to die in about 3 minutes. I remember now, Granblue Fantasy was a mobile RPG that I really wanted to play, but it turned out that it was never released in English.
That's too bad.
It got really well reviewed in Japan, and I'm pretty sure we never got a localized release of the game. I guess it was made by some ex-Square guys. So, I have no idea where I'm going with this. We got a lot of shit that happened in that first scene. And I really like that we didn't know where they were, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's an airship. I really like that they didn't reveal that until the explosion that opened a hole in that. I think that's very good framing.
Okay, I guess you're wrong, Carlos.
Just because did you ever read the first issue of X-Statix?
No.
It was a pretty funny X-Men parody comic with a new mutant team called X-Statix. They parodied a lot of things about the Marvel Universe, kind of like Squirrel Girl and the like do now, right? The first issue had the team in a very cool action pose and right on the front cover. By the end of that issue, half of that team is dead. So Catalina being in the intro doesn't necessarily mean she's going to be alive or the main character important. I kind of hope she's the main character. I like her look and the Yuris, but... While
true, animes don't normally fake you out on that. If they're in the intro, they're around for a while.
In Gurren Lagann, Kamina died in episode 8, and he was prominent throughout the whole series.
But he was still important to all of them throughout the entire series. It wasn't just
That's what I'm
forgotten.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Catalina could die right now, and her memory being alive is what carries characters on.
You know I'm right.
Bump of chicken! What is bump of chicken?
Probably this theme song.
Bump of chicken! Even though the art style is not the same and they have noses, I'm reminded a little bit of Final Fantasy Tactics. And as I recall, the artist of Final Fantasy Tactics is the person who also did the art for Granblue Fantasy, the game. So I think that's why this dude here is giving me a huge Ramza vibe.
You beat me to it. It is completely Final Fantasy Tactics style of artwork.
Yeah, we got the Ramza vibe from that. We got the Alex vibe from Lunar, or Hero if you prefer, because of the dragon companion.
Mm.
And yeah, I'm disappointed that the main character is not a woman, but Grant seems like a polite, nice young man, and I like his visual design. I definitely like the armor, but also set against more commonplace clothes. And yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics style, I'm never disappointed in that, because I love the story to Final Fantasy Tactics, and Ramza is one of the best protagonists ever, so. Okay, Dave, pop quiz hotshot. You're in a medieval fantasy world like this. You're investigating the forest where an explosion, where an airship exploded above and a little blue thing floated down. You go there, you find a pretty young woman in a white dress who seems mystic or mysterious. What do you do?
Rescue her.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought you'd say. Ask me what I would do.
You'd probably run.
What I would do is I would say nope. Then I would turn around. I would start sprinting, be like, nope, I'm out. No mystic adventure. People get hurt in those. Gonna go back to my wood cutting, because that way I know when my next meal will come. Oh man, but that means that village is done like dinner. God damn it.
What would actually happen is you turn around, you'd start walking away, and all of a sudden you'd walk face first into a clear wall, not being able to leave until you actually rescue the damsel.
Goddamn video game rules. Why does everyone want to rope me into a quest?
Wonder when the Granblue VR is going to start up.
Well, I tell you what, you go in there, you get your soul lost, I'll unplug you from the fucking life support, and finally, no more anime rave.
I would totally bring Kiki with me.
No, because, Dave, if you do, I'll rescue her, and the first thing that happens is I go to the hospital, I go to your room and be like, Dave, I can't believe this happened to you. I unplug the life support, and for good measure, I stab you in the throat. And then I log into the game, and I save Kiki. I'll be like, don't worry, that won't happen anymore. And then I release my clone of you that is exactly like you in every way, but doesn't want to play stupid VR MMOs. We've been over this plan.
I would be the ghost in the shell.
If this is a VR world, I'm out. I'm just saying this right now. I know it's totally not, but if it is, Dave! I noticed this in both Gren and Catalina's attacks. They seem to have a big afterglow to them, and it looked like they cut through people, but the people didn't fly apart. I don't know if that's an intentional way to keep it all video gamey, or if it's some weird technique that they can damage and disable with swords without actually cutting people, which is also very video gamey. Or if it's just the show style and those two dudes are dead.
Yeah, don't know. I'm betting that those guys that Catalina nailed, I was going to say killed, but we don't actually know, but I'm pretty sure they're dead. Like, she was not holding back.
Like, she chopped clean through them. Like,
yeah.
The show actually does its world building very well. They established kind of the era we're in. We're kind of in a industrial age fantasy, like an industrial revolution kind of fantasy era, but with airships and valves. But well, I'm loath to say steampunk, because the punk part of that implies a certain aesthetic that this show doesn't have.
Okay,
that's why I was careful to avoid careful to avoid the word steampunk. Right? We still have the swords and sorcery. I assume there's sorcery that's going to be at play here. Mm-hmm. But we still got stuff like flares, and Gran obviously understood what a flare was, what an airship is, so it's neat. What the show has done really well so far is build our world. And world building, as we see so rarely well done in shows like Izetta the Last Witch, is such a key thing that I find a lot of fiction doesn't do well, and that it neglects, so... Oh shit, speaking of Final Fantasy Tactics, we got some Agrias shit going on now. Because Catalina appears to be a holy knight. She just did fucking Stasis Sword on some fools. Are we sure this isn't just Final Fantasy Tactics? Oh god, if this is Final Fantasy Tactics, there's gonna be a Delita. Fuck that guy. Piece of shit. Killed the princess at the end. I hate Delita so much, Dave. I despise that fool.
Don't you have a figure of him?
Yeah, he's always in the back. Where he belongs. I put Balthier ahead of him. Funny that Balthier got to be in the Final Fantasy Tactics set of figurines when he's a cameo guest character, and his direct descendant and actual important character, Mustadio, nowhere to be found. Gran, don't do it. If Ramza has taught me anything, you'll be the person who secretly saves anyone, but you'll never get the credit. Also, take Monk early. Great skills. Very cheap. And max out your Squire level. It doesn't seem like you should, but your Squire is special and awesome, and it gets Ultima later.
Somehow I don't think the skill tree is going to work quite the same as in FF Tactics.
Okay, they do not need Bahamut for the first boss. Calling Bahamut the Lord and Master of the Chromatic Dragons and Good Dragon God is a little overkill for the first boss.
Look, that bee was gonna sting me, Carlos. I needed to summon the Dragon God to get rid of it.
Ouch, did that break skin? No, ouch though, Bahamut!
It was a field of mosquitoes. I was doing the world a favor.
Would you rather me use pesticides or the Lord Savior of Chromatic Dragons? I want to apologize to our viewers. Bahamut is actually the master of metallic dragons.
Whatever.
The chromatic dragons are evil and ruled by Tiamat. I apologize to Wizards of the Coast. And to anyone else who plays D&D. Alright, so that was episode 1 of Granblue Fantasy The Animation. That boss had about 2,000 hit points, and Bahamut's attack did about 9 bazillion damage. So I'm assuming that's an overkill.
Kind of weird that the whole muzzle on him and the whole arms being tied reminds me of that one Final Fantasy X.
Anima?
Yeah.
Anima. I don't think his arms were tied. I think they were just crossed, because he very easily uncrossed them. I think he just had belts on.
Oh, that could be.
This is like a Digimon-ass design, where he's just got a lot of belts.
That could be.
Digimon or Guilty Gear, pick your poison, both have a lot of belts. Or Rob Liefeld, but let's leave him out.
Yeah, please. No, I liked what I saw in this first episode. I mean, the world building was fantastic.
Very good world building.
The character designs stand out as being, again, very Final Fantasy Tactics style artwork.
I really like that.
I like that style artwork, so it's working just great for me. The characters were emotive. The one thing I'm glad they didn't do is so many times they bring out like a entity being person who's been in captivity, etc., and they're non-emotive. They're just kind of a blank slate that they're now being, taught how to be what they are by the people in their party. In this case, Lydia actually has emotion. She has
Lyria.
Lyria?
Lyria.
Okay, Lyria.
She's not about to call Beetlejuice.
Damn. Too bad. That'd be an awesome summon.
That'd be a weird twist.
That'd be a weird summon.
I summon you, Beetlejuice.
Hey, showtime!
That is the worst
That was
Beetlejuice
awful.
voice.
That was awful.
I think I've ever heard. I called it a voice.
Lyria isn't your standard for that, which I'm glad to see.
If I said I didn't like this episode, I would be lying to myself. I did. I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. I like good world building. I'm not a fan of the main character being another dude, but he's not an overbearing, toxic, masculine hero, it seems so far. He seems to be very kind-hearted, he seems to be very respective of people, and very respectful, I should say, of people. And if he's anything like Ramza, he's going to be great, because you can have great male leads. I'm not a big fan of hero gets struck down and revived with more power trope. Not my favorite thing. A little too Tokyo Underground for my tastes.
Shut up.
But I was kind of hoping that he would have got up by himself. It turned out that he had some kind of Wolverine-ass healing factor, some shit. And maybe this is a village of people who... It's a good thing they landed near them, because this is a village of fucking mutants or some shit. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's a tropey thing. I like that he got up and he immediately kind of felt and acted a little different, like something's changed within him. Mm-hmm. I kind of think they did a good job of subtly showing that. They didn't have to exposit that, or... stuff like to set exactly what technological level this is all at. They mentioned there's a lot of islands, and I'm assuming there are a lot of floating islands based on this final image here. So, definitely got a bit of a Skies of Arcadia vibe, a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
And I love Skies of Arcadia, so I mean, can't go wrong there. I'm really enjoying it. It's a little cliched. It's a little like, wow, yeah, I totally see how this was totally a video game plot.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot lie. I really enjoyed that episode. So I think I would like to continue this.
Good start to the spring.
Yeah, good start. Definitely a better start than last time.
Oh, God.
Oh, Christ. Okay. I know that what comes next is probably not going to be better, so let's wrap up and get right to it.
I mean, so far we've got... 2 good ones of spring. We've got My Hero Academia and this.
Does My Hero Academia really count towards spring?
Yes, it does.
Of course it does, Carlos. What am I talking about? Okay, so 2 for 2. Fine. Deal.
But we also pretty much knew that My Hero Academia was going to be a success.
I don't see how it couldn't have been, really. So,
yeah.
All right. Carl's Dave Anime Review is the best anime review show on the internet. We are located on Floating Island D. You can get to us through Airship B. Or if you'd rather not fly to us on an airship, just go to animerave.xyz and you can watch us from the comfort of your own floating continent.
Tune in next time.